Let me turn on, I'm going to turn on Do Not Disturb. I don't know if I got a phone call or something or what, but it wasn't showing up. Let's see. I got to go find it. What a pain. I'm going to have to turn on the Do Not Disturb again just so I can get the notification. So I don't know if y'all are in here. I'm trying to figure it up. I don't know if I got a phone call or something or what. I turned on Do Not Disturb, but now I won't get a notification to be able to find it on my iPad. Oh, it always drives me crazy. I don't know why it froze up for. So I'm trying to find it on my iPad. So basically what I was saying, I don't know when it froze up or not. So I didn't think I was going to be able to do a live this Thursday, but I ended up getting home a little bit earlier. Me and Miss Maintenance have been gone all week on a trip. And, but I know for sure next Thursday, I don't think I'm going to be able to do a live at all. Like almost positive, like 99.999% sure. I was a little bit thinking I wasn't going to be able to do it this week, pretty much leaning that way, but it ended up working out. But I'm going to be doing something else next Thursday. And if for some reason I can't do a live, I mean, maybe I'll be able to. I don't think so, though. I think I've got a 42-minute Watch Me Work video uploaded. I'll release it on that Thursday and do a series premiere so that there'll be a chat to it. Man, it's still not, it never shows up in my iPad. I can find it on my phone. So I might need somebody to text me. Well, then that might mess it up. I love YouTube. They're just totally worthless when it comes to live sometimes. Your videos. Because right now the only lives showing up are the ones that the lives don't show up on my iPad until actually I'm done. So I need somebody. There you go. I think Matt might have just sent me a text. Let me see if that gets me. So is this one live? I think this one's the one that's glitchy. Yeah. So let's see. Go back to messages. I've got something flying around above me. I still can't find it. So hopefully I'll be able to find it in a little bit. But that's the main thing I wanted to say. I don't know if you all got the well, I'm not going to ask until I get into it, hopefully. For some reason, I'm not getting Matt's text on my iPad either. Maybe because Do Not Disturb is still on my phone. But I know if I go over here and mess with my phone, I'm probably going to mess up the live. So I'm going to see what I can do here. There's Clint just sent me something. Let's see if that one comes through. What a pain. It's like, and why I don't get a notification on my. Well, I'm going to have to try to do it over here. So We'll see. Might mess up something here. I don't know. Maybe Miss Maintenance is in there listening. She can bring me her phone or something. It's like YouTube just totally, in all honesty, the setup for lives to do it by yourself, it's ridiculous. You can't do so many things. It's like why it even froze up on me a minute ago. I have no idea, but like I can't get to the lives as the YouTuber person. Like you guys can go find the lives, but I can't get to them until the live's over and I hit done. Like I can't go into my YouTube and just pull it up. Like it seems crazy to me that I can't do that, but as the person. So you guys have better access to the live than what the actual person does. Here we go. I think I might have found it. All right. So we'll see here. So did you guys, I'm in the chat now. Did you guys, did it freeze up before I did the pack out drawer with the Milwaukee saw, or was that one good? Captain Donut said, yeah, I showed in the beginning of the stream that messed up. So in case you're in this one and you didn't see that one, this thing does fold over. You got to kind of grab this and do it after you fold it. But I think it was really hard for me to just do it at first glance, getting it out of the package, until you have something on here to grab a hold of and then twist it. This right here doesn't really like turn easy without turning the whole thing type thing. And then like, so that doesn't look like it would work. But if you actually grab this and kind of hold this solid and turn it, it does do it. So again, once you get something else on there, that's going to work out pretty good. So I went ahead and ordered another Christmas advent calendar because I'm just going to make a double one. Came on just as it went blank. LOL. Froze while you were talking. Let's see. Froze while I was talking about the saw, or while I was talking about the Veras. Oh no, y'all are answering Killtronics. Double tool check. Doodad. I hear a sign. He touched something. Dad is screaming. Oh, I'm gonna turn on the. I don't know why it went. Sometimes if I get a phone call, it messes up. So I'm gonna turn on the do not disturb now. Now that I'm in here, not trying to get a notification. See if that's what caused it. I don't know if that's what caused it or not, because I know my internet's good. So, but I've got a phone call before during lives and it messed it up. What's up, Brian Hall? You saw the saw. Okay, good. And then the other question I mentioned after that, which I think I saw Matt answer, was the T6 Fluke 1000 Pro. Somebody was asking me if the field sense does DC voltage. I wasn't at a place where I could get to it and test it. Again, me and Miss Maintenance have been gone, but I looked it up and it said AC specifically. Didn't say anything about DC, so I haven't got to try it yet. I was just curious if any of you guys knew before I do try it, to try to answer his question. Big thunderstorm coming here. Pretty good chance we might end up getting some rain here this evening as well. I think it's supposed to rain pretty much all weekend. Yeah, so somebody else also asked, I was reading the chat of the KC Tool Haul video. I was still setting up stuff. If this was lead or carbide, I'm not really sure if it's carbide or not, or what the material is, but it's a metal. It's not any kind of actual like lead. It's a metal of some sort. It didn't say on the packaging, and then I can't pull up the description right now to look it up and see if it actually says in the description, but I did look at the packaging. Doesn't say anything about what it's made out of, or if it does, it's in the packaging or the wordage that's not English. Still a lot for a single tip. Hopefully y'all had a great trip. At some point, can you talk about the scribe insert you got? Robert Mason said. Yeah, it's a small tip. It's basically probably, I'm going to say, an inch and maybe inch and a quarter, just eyeball. Inch and 3/16, so I was pretty close. It's just a metal scribe to put in your Pica pencil, or probably, let me see if it fits. It should fit in the Hulta 4 too. Should fit in anything that takes the 2mm lead. Yeah, so there it is in the Hulta 4s as well. And it's just a metal tip for you to be able to use, kind of like a scratch awl. So it'd be similar to if you've got any of those kind of a screwdriver. If you use a scratch awl of some kind, it's kind of just one of those kind of tips to put in your Pica. Works really well for scraping metal. So if you're a person that works in metal very much, I could translate if you like. I don't know that it's, I'm sure that this word right here, I'm sure that means scriber or something, you know, probably, because there it is in English. But it's got some Japanese or something back here on the back side too. But that probably, every one of these words I'm sure is probably scriber in different languages. But it doesn't say on here anywhere, you know, what kind of steel or anything it's made out of. And it might say it on the KC Tool website. There's also Amazon's got it too. It's a little bit more expensive. I think it's like 12 or 13 bucks on Amazon. Maybe make one out of a 2.8mm carbide. We used to do at the machine shop. What's the country of origin for the Pica tip? It doesn't say made in Germany, but it does have Germany. It doesn't really have made in anywhere, so I'm assuming Germany. It's got the Pica at the bottom with Germany on there, but not made in next to it anywhere. Make sure, yeah, that doesn't have anything on it either. Just ordered the 2-drawer. Yeah, I saw that. So that's a pretty good deal. $132. I like the 2-drawer. I keep one, like, it's very nice to have for bigger stuff. Like the 3 drawers, the size of the 3 drawers work out pretty good for me for most of the stuff, and causes me to not have to have a lot of room, like above, like a 2-drawer. If you put smaller stuff in it, you know, you're going to waste a lot unless you figure out some way to stack it. But if, like, I use one 2-drawer in my truck that I keep, like my pry bars, my bigger pipe wrenches and bigger tools, hammers, stuff like that. And then in the other part of it, I keep like materials for faucets and stuff like that, just stuff that I can stack in there in cases and stuff like that. So it works out pretty good. Now, like I said, the 3-drawer in itself, to me, that size, of course, they make one that's multiple different sizes and stuff too. That size drawer works out the best for me as far as tools and stuff like that. Just means scriber in different languages. So what we doing for this live? Hyper Assassin said, I just did a live. We do one most Thursday nights and just get on here and talk. I did it after that video because I was just trying out something. At the end of a series premiere, it asks you if you want to redirect, and you can either redirect with another premiere or a live. And I was curious if like I did a live after it, if it would automatically go from the video to the live, which it didn't. It just puts up a link at the end of it that you click on and go to a total different video. So we don't really do anything specific in a lot of lives. We just get on here and talk and ask questions and do those kinds of things. Now, every now and then I answer questions, like people ask questions sometimes on videos that are very hard to answer, you know, with words. So like, for instance, Breaking Free, you wanted to know how the M12 circular saw fit into the 2-drawer pack out. So I showed that, but that was in the other live before it messed up. So if you want to see that, you have to go find that one. If someone isn't in the system yet, would Modbox be a good option as pack out? I like the rolling drawer boxes. I like the fact that they got a single drawer. I like the rolling drawers that they've already got. Looking at them at Lowe's and stuff, I've only got the regular rolling box. It's a box. I don't have the drawer, but I've got the single drawer in the back of my truck. It works out well. I haven't used any of their other stuff. I do like the way that they lock in and out. It's very much like pack out. I kind of like that system the best. I would think it'd be okay, other than, again, it just depends on where Klein's going to take it. You know, Milwaukee's pretty well invested in theirs. They keep coming up with stuff, different organizers, different stuff like that. You know, you get into some of the newer ones that are releasing, if they don't end up selling well, you know, are they going to kind of shift to not making that much stuff for them in the long scheme of things? Because basically, whatever system you get into, it's an investment. So you kind of want to make sure you're getting into the one that, you know, you're going to have options to get the stuff that you kind of want. If you're not tied to pack out KGO all in one system, sure. Says made out of hard metal. Okay, didn't say specifically what metal. I don't remember reading anything, but I wasn't able, like, whenever I saw the question, you know, once I'm out here, it's very hard for me to just look up stuff without messing up something on the stream or whatever it is. I don't have a computer out here or anything like that. So, but I don't remember it saying like carbide or anything like that. So, for instance, people ask, who is that stud? I'm taking everything out of my roller box, put it in my 2 and 3 drawers. I'm also getting rid of my tech pack, too heavy, and put it all in my SBLD and MP2X. I decided to go ahead and I'm keeping the let's see. Yeah, it's over here in the corner. You can kind of see it. I'm keeping the Milwaukee rolling drawer because for this very thing, again, I'm not a person who runs a stack like this on a daily basis. I keep boxes in my truck. I take stuff from my garage, snap it in my truck, but I usually only carry in a few things for whatever that specific job is out of my truck. But there are times, like if I go work at a mall or, you know, a factory or something like that, where I might throw this in the back of my truck so that I can go from my truck to whatever that job is, if it's a long walk. So that in that case, I'll just throw this in my truck. I basically use my other Milwaukee rolling box as a big toolbox in the back of my truck right now. But it works out fine because I put stuff in it that I don't need that often. But I'm keeping this just for this right here because I stack stuff in here in my garage. I run out of room on my shelves and stuff. So now I can at least still put stuff in this drawer and then keep stacking stuff on top of it. And whatever I put in that drawer, I'm not going to have to unstack everything to get to it. So I'll have it for when I need it. It's not going to be something I use all the time. I was back and forth on whether or not I was going to keep it, or, you know, my buddy was wanting one, but it's actually too tall for him too. So I was going to sell it, and I just decided, now I'm going to go ahead and keep it. I wasn't sure if anyone answered in the previous video. Does Kinetics have a variety pack of the protective tips? I don't think so. They sell different. They're all always in based on the sizes, and not only like so the 180 Cobras come in a package. Then they've got the 10-inch Cobras comes in a package, 12-inch comes in a package, and then the pliers wrench separate from itself. Now there are the pliers wrench you got to be careful on. There's some of them that will accept them, and some of them that won't, or they have different ones that fit on different ones. I don't remember how it is, but I've got the protective caps that I've got for my pliers wrench. They only work on that specific one that I have. My other one's going to be in my, let me see. They have, the ones I have to have like this raised bump right here, because my other pliers wrench, I think it's in my, I don't remember if it's in my, I know it's in my truck, but I don't remember. It doesn't have that. So my tips, the protective jaws for my pliers wrench, the ones I bought, have to go on this pliers wrench right here. They won't fit on my other one. They don't snap on. They'll go on there, but they'll fall off. I think they only got 3-pack of each one, pliers, wrench, and cobras. Don't know why I have tools. I drove 2 hours one way to find that the customer didn't know how to use a mouse. I was in the building 5 minutes, LOL. Yeah, some jobs go that way. Diablo amped Demo Demon 9-inch 2-packs at the depot for $4 earlier. Pretty good deal, Jamie. I ended up getting, let me grab that real fast. Not really a super deal. They're actually the deal of the day today for like 14 bucks or something like that. But my Home Depot clearance these out. I mostly bought it just for the case to go inside of pack outs. But my Depot is clearance these out to 10 bucks, but they might have even dropped since then. I've actually had this in my truck for a little while, so if they had any other ones left, it might have went for even cheaper. But I don't necessarily need the driver bits. I can always use the drill bits, but these cases are the ones that actually fit in the pack outs. So I buy stuff like this, even just because I might empty the bits out and put something job specific in a pack out, and I'll use this little case to, so if I got a job that takes certain bits or certain little materials, that it'd be better if they fit inside something that snaps shut instead of just like a cubby like these. That's whenever I'll use these. Like I said, I think these are on the deal of the day today for like 14 bucks, but if your Home Depot actually has them in the store, they might be on clearance for a little cheaper. So it's got drill bits up to 3/8, 16th to 3/8, and then it's got some different driver bits. But like I said, more than anything, I bought this just because they fit in the pack outs. And the yellow sticker. Yellow sticker gets you every time. I haven't really ever talked about these, but Matt HMM told me about these, and I ended up buying these. Let me get the box over here. So these are the 3M work tunes, but these have the AM, FM. They're not Bluetooth or anything like that, which I didn't want. They also don't have like a built-in battery where you got to charge them. It just takes like two AA batteries. Has a radio on it. I mean, it works phenomenal. And wearing these, cutting my grass, I can hear the music like perfectly fine over my lawnmower. And I've never been able to do that really with any kind of AirPod. I've even put the, AirPods in my ears and then the earmuffs like these over top of them. Never could still really hear it. These work really great. But the thing that's been amazing to me is like, these are the first 2 batteries that I put in these. I wore them to work. I don't remember what I was doing. Oh, installing all the columns around that quadplex. They were aluminum columns. I was having to cut them, so I just wore these the whole time and listened to music while I cut them because it was pretty loud. But I did that whole job, and then I bet I've cut my grass probably like 10 times wearing these, and it probably takes me an hour and a half or so to cut my grass, and still on the first 2 batteries. Like, that's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. I didn't expect the 2 AA's to last quite that long. Oh man, I didn't know I'm getting drowned. As you read the Cobra tips, the top bottom ones that you got. Yeah, they're it's a mix. It's 3 sets of tops and bottoms. Nutty Buddy cakes yet? Breaking free? Yeah, I've seen the Nutty Buddy cream pies. I don't know about cakes. I don't think I've seen those. I don't know. I didn't hear Debbie. I like the harpoon bit. Yeah, that'd come in handy. Like I said, it's not something I saw. Elliot Parrish said something about blinds, and yeah, that's actually pretty good for blinds probably too, because sometimes certain ones have that little hole you got to go through, and like a bit holder won't fit through that. Typically, a normal bit will as well. I don't know that you'd have to have one of these if you just had a longer bit, but yeah, that's going to be a handy thing to have. Like I said, it's not going to be like a bit I use all the time, but it's one of those that I'll put in my truck, and whenever a situation happens, you know, you got it with you type thing. Even on the official Pika, it only says hard metal. Most archaic headphones, no tech in them, they're great. Yeah, I mean, it's made mowing my grass like something I never really liked doing it. I don't mind cutting the grass, but it's always just boring. Like over once you're into it 30 minutes, you're like, oh man, I can't wait to get this done. But if I can just listen to music, it makes the world of difference. But I've never really been able to listen to music and be able to hear it even remotely well. And then the fact that I don't have to mess with. You can hook your phone up to it using like a auxiliary cable if you wanted to do it that way. But I like just listening to the radio. I don't have to mess with it. Abraham's been using his 6-inch twin grip pliers to get in really tight spots and strut. Lifesavers. My mom used to wear those working out in the late 80s. I got a box of key lime moon pies. I don't think I've seen them either. I don't see moon pies that often anymore. Typically, I only see like original and then banana every now and then. Like I don't see a lot of like different variety of moon pies that much anymore. And they were actually like really big in my area. Like whenever, you know, it's kind of RC cola and a moon pie thing. Interesting day on X today. Yeah, I haven't been on X or Twitter for years. I'm not on anything else besides YouTube, and then I'm on Facebook as a fake name just for Marketplace. But I used to be on. I've never been on Instagram. I've never been on TikTok. I used to do Twitter and Facebook both, but all I'm really on now is just YouTube. Publix, Roy Phipps said. Jane Fonda workout. Grape soda water and a moon pie. Thought I wasn't going live today. Was that super long bit you had on the vessel? That was a Vera harpoon bit. So I did that at a KC tool unboxing video. I put it out before I did the live. It's in that right there. But it's called a harpoon bit. So it's basically got the regular size head. And this one's kind of got like that ACR. It's not so much the laser tip. It kind of reminds me of the ACR bits from Vera. It's got those little ridges. I don't know if it's going to show up or not, but maybe you can see that. Rural King always has moon pies. I stay out of that aisle. Not sure why anyone over 30 would want to be on TikTok. I've never even been on it. I couldn't tell you. I assume because sometimes they put the TikToks like they're also on YouTube Shorts. You can tell they were TikTok. I'm assuming TikTok is kind of like YouTube Shorts in some way. Did someone try the new Milwaukee Impact, the super small one they just released? I think I haven't watched it yet, but I know I think Ray's Apartments Maintenance might have just got a set of them. I don't know. I think I saw a thumbnail. I haven't watched the video, but I've kind of been out of pocket. I haven't watched any YouTube or anything for a little while. New Impact is tiny. I do know that my Home Depot doesn't have them out because I stopped by there to kind of see if they had them, just so I could kind of see one in person. Lexi's waiting for the Surge upgrade. Yeah, I'm hoping my Surge holds out until they come out with a new one. And also my installation driver, it wouldn't bother me if they... The main thing I would like to see them fix on the installation driver is the offset adapter. Instead of being magnetic, have some sort of a collet on it, because every time you go in, if you use it for the drill bit especially, it just pulls out. And then also the sound of it, I'd like to see them do something, see if I can get it to where it's not near as dentist drilly. Would be super nice. Got a great niece making $4,000 to $5,000 a month with her TikTok. All she is doing is bad lip sync videos. Yeah, it's crazy how like certain things will go, like how you can make money off just doing whatever, which women most of the time have it a little bit easier, I think, on most of the platforms to be able to make big money if they want to. Thanks for the magnet bit thingy and the stickers. You're welcome, Jamie. Glad you ended up getting them. You know, sometimes the mail doesn't make it. Wings and Pizza, the installation driver, is one of my favorite tools. I use it pretty often. I don't use it near as much as my Surge, just because my Surge is kind of my daily thing. It's real easy for me to grab out of my truck. I keep it out of like it's never in something to where I can just grab it for every job almost. But there's certain jobs where like I get it out. Like I like to use it on like door hardware stuff, not necessarily locks and stuff. I don't use like most of the time drills unless I set that super low. But pretty much ever since I got my Vessel USB screwdrivers, that's kind of my door hardware, like knobs and all that kind of stuff. That's that tool right there, because I'm able to start the screw and then run it in. I don't like not starting those screws by hand, because if you get them off threads, that lock's pretty much messed up. If they fix the Banshee screen, the installation driver, I like it more. Yeah, that's the only, that is the one thing that probably keeps me from using it more than my Surge, just because it can get annoying, like if you're using it a lot. Thursday Night Live keeping me company while I'm mowing. Heath Martin. I just got done mowing myself. We got home. I was like, I jumped straight on my mower because I hadn't mowed for like a week. And then it's supposed to rain this evening. May end up start raining on us, you know, while we're doing this live. And then it's supposed to rain pretty much for the next 3 days. So what's up, Jonathan? I still don't know why the other one froze up. Like I said, maybe I got a phone call or something, and every now and then that's happened before and it freezes it up. But usually whenever I go over to the screen, it's showing it froze up over there, and it was kind of still acting like it was live. I try to remember every time when I come out here to hit the focus on my phone, which just makes it to where I don't get any kind of notifications, but sometimes I forget. If you're going to want something after the live, I'll get you something. Miss Maintenance is picking up food. Yeah, you can get me whatever. New Nintendo Switch 2 up and going. I haven't played. I used to play all sorts of stuff. I was real big into Madden. Like I used to play Madden football from way back, a long time ago. I've been playing Madden for a long time, but I don't remember what the last one I probably bought was. I know it's been since Lamar. I think it might have been Lamar's rookie year, Lamar Jackson's rookie year. I think that's the last Madden that I bought, and I just don't have time to play any of that kind of stuff anymore. But I used to play Madden, used to play Call of Duty a bunch. Those were the main two that I played that like are recent games. And then I played Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 a lot. But I haven't played a lot of games, and it's been years. Every now and then I might would play one like in between, but I mean as far as playing, it's been a long time. Amanda's offering to get you some food. And yes, Clint, I'm alive, Miss Maintenance said. Or am I typing that over here? This is my way of throwing off the scent of you guys thinking Miss Maintenance is in the crawl space. Finally catching a live Jesse Haynes. Yeah, this is live take 2. I always hate it when stuff like that happens because somebody's liable to go watch the first one. It's going to mess up and they'll never see this. Or I answered some questions on the first one because I did it right after the video for the Casey Tool thing. Like, for instance, that Vera thing, just out of the box, I didn't think it was going to work the way that it was going to. But then, actually sitting here messing with it after somebody said they thought it did do it, I did get it to work that way. And see, sometimes that's the case. That's why I don't like filming stuff like as soon as I get out of the box, because I'm not spending enough time looking at it. I mean, all I did was get out of the box, showing it to you as I'm getting out of the box. And just first impressions, I didn't think it would work. But now I'm seeing that it does. Haven't played video games since Doom 3. Yeah, I remember playing Doom some. Clint thought somebody would show up at my house. I play Fortnite with all my grandkids. They are strung out across the country. Well, that's a good thing to do there. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Yeah, I used to play video games a lot, but like I said, especially now that I'm running my own business and doing this, kind of any kind of free time, not all my free time, but I do a lot of, if I got free time, I'm usually filming a video now, whereas maybe I wouldn't play video games or something, that kind of stuff. And then also running my business, if I've got free time, there's always invoicing or something to be doing along those lines. So then I start getting into that, and it just makes me, once I get done with that, I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like doing any of whatever that was now. Love Diablo 1, 2, and 3. Killed it for me with the internet connection. Yeah, I used to play Diablo 2 a lot, and I even kept playing Diablo 2 when 3 and stuff came out just because of that. There's sometimes where I don't want to have an internet connection. I just want to play a game. Duke Nukem. There's a difference in performance between the M12 Fuel Impact and the Surge. I personally don't feel like it's like a huge difference. There might be a slight power difference, but there's not been very many things where, and most of the time, if my Surge wasn't going to do it, I just get out my M18 Surge. But to be honest with you, I don't know if there's a huge power difference between the M18 Surge and the M12 Surge. It's more so just I can put a bigger battery in the M18 and it lasts a little bit longer. I feel like they're almost kind of the same tool. The M12 Impact, I've got the newer version and I've got the older version, which I converted my older version into that 1/4 inch. But I mean, it might do a hair more on like a lag or something like that. But if you're just using it for screws and all that kind of stuff, they're both going to do everything just fine. The only time you get into the M12 stuff struggling a little bit is on like big lags and stuff like that, like bigger screws. And I'm talking bigger diameter, like you can probably put in as long a screw as you want to. But NCAA football started again. Yeah, I used to play that a lot too, and then it went away. I almost bought that when it came back out. But I'm at the point now where I'd have to go buy, like, I don't have any of the new systems, and my gaming PC that I've got back there, it's not running the best. I'd have to buy a new computer. So it's not just an investment in a game to me. Like, if there's a game that comes out, I'm like, oh, I'd like to play that, I have to buy something to be able to play it type thing. That's what's always keeping me from even doing any of that kind of stuff. I thought one of your better videos was the TPLD, SBLD, and TPLC. Are you still running the TPLD? If not, why not? I've never run the TPLD yet. I bought it to get the DP3 for free, I guess. I don't remember what it was. I bought it last year during the promo just to get something for free because I actually wanted the DP3, I think, to try it for a meter pouch and all that kind of stuff. So I've still got it. I've never ended up running it because I started using the SBLD last year, and I kind of used it pretty much the whole year. I never did end up swapping over to that. So I still got it though, because to me it's an SBLD with a cover. I did end up selling my TPLC because I basically don't need all those bags. So I was like, well, I'm gonna sell either the SBLD, the TPLD, or the TPLC. So I chose to do the TPLC because now with the SPMC, that's kind of that smallerish bag. The SBLD, a little bit bigger bag, but it's open. And then the STPLD, a little bit bigger bag, but it's closed. So that way I've got all those options if whatever works out best for me type thing. Shouldn't be using a surge on a lag. No, just simple stuff, nothing big, Captain. Yeah, I personally would buy the surge over the M12 Impact all day. Now, if you buy the M12 Impact in a kit with the drill because you want the drill and all that kind of stuff and batteries and all that, then I mean that's a good kit. But I mean, if I can get the surge, I'd rather have the surge. I never use like my regular Impact stays in my garage. The other one was in my house, and I converted it to the 1/4 inch socket adapter, the anvil. I never take those with me to work. Like I don't even want to use them in that kind of scenario. I'm mostly lost, guys. So Joey got a Vessel super narrow bit and something by Vera. Yeah, the bit is actually a Vera bit, and it's called the Harpoon bit. It's in the I've got a KC tool unboxing video I released right before I went live. So the Vera is part of their new tool checks. I bought this hinge on KC tool, but I bought it because I thought it looked like it would work with the Advent calendar tool check because it looked like it had the same side as their new stuff. So I bought it, and then I've already got another one of these coming so that I can make a double tool check and put maybe metric and SAE sockets in it. Because I carry my tool check with me in my vest all the time, but I'm kind of limited with the sockets. I am going to have to find, I'm going to go ahead and do what Bezug did and find some more of these and add some more sockets to these rails though, because these only come with 3 on them, but you've got room to add, some more on there. Wings and Pizza, what track saw do you run? I've got the DeWalt version, and it's the corded version, and I bought it specifically because I wanted a corded version because it's a tool that I don't use every single day. And so whenever I invested in it, I was like, this is one of those that's going to last me for years, and I don't want to buy something in a battery platform and then they quit making batteries for it. Of course, now they've got adapters and all that kind of stuff, but I like the fact that I could get I've got a 55-inch track, and then I think it's a 108-inch track over there. I don't think that's in view. So I like the tracks on those. They also work both directions, so you kind of get two. Now, the only downside to the DeWalt tracks is that there's not really as much accessory things that you can buy for them because they're not the same as a Festool, Makita, Milwaukee. Those are all very similar versus this one's got the guide down the middle of it, but it makes it to where I can just put the saw on either side of it. And I really like that about it too. You're going to check out the Knipex Veto. I haven't seen it yet, so we'll see. I might have messed up. Let me see if I got that lined out right again. I might have moved it wrong. Yeah, should be good. I ran into the Milwaukee Ryobi rep. He didn't have any freebies. Yeah, my Home Depot never has even clearance hardly. Like, it's very rare that you even see Milwaukee stuff on clearance at mine other than bits and stuff like that. Like, I don't know the last time I saw a Milwaukee tool on clearance at my Home Depot. Now, I might have saw one yellow tag that had a little bit off of it, but I'm talking about back on the clearance rack where they put tools and stuff like that. Pretty much never. I can use an advent calendar still, Joey. Zorro has the individual socket clips. All right, I have to check that out because they send me coupons pretty often. But not that, I'm sure they're not very expensive. So you're saying I should get the M12 Surge instead of the subcompact? I haven't seen the subcompact, but I mean, I love my M12 Surge. Like, it's probably my favorite little impact that I've ever bought in my entire career of working. Like, the sound of it is one thing, but it's like the screws even just glide in better. Like, the feel of it, it's a very nice tool to use. And again, I've not used, like, DeWalt's got kind of a version of it now. I think Rigid has a version of it. I haven't used those at all. I don't know if it's comparable or whatever, but I love the M12 Surge. So as a follow-up to my prior Veto question, SPMC or TPLD, Battle of the Covered Small Bags. I really like the SPMC so far. It's not been overly tippy for me as far as working out of it. Like, I haven't knocked it over much. Now, if I just put this in my truck, I think I showed how I clipped it in my loadout video. If I was to just stick it in there and drive, I mean, it was just out in the middle of nowhere, it's going to fall over. I mean, it's just going to, which at least it's got a cover on it. So you still shouldn't have, a ton of stuff fall out. I don't carry a lot of small tools. If you carried a lot of small tools, it would be a downer because there's just nowhere to put them. They're going to fit way down in there. The TPLD, I don't know if, let me see, because it's not really the same as the SPLD on the sides. See, the SPLD on the sides has tons of pockets for, tools versus the TPLD has two big pockets over here, which you could still put small stuff in, but they're going to move around. Like, every time you pull one out, the other ones are going to fall over. So the two sides on the TPLD are basically exactly the same. Like, you got one big pocket, couple small ones, one big pocket, one that's a little bit bigger there, and then the tape clip versus the SBLD has, I mean, just pockets galore, all over the outside of it. I mean, stubby screwdriver, all those kinds of things. You can fit all sorts of stuff in those little outside pockets, where even though you don't really, if you put small tools in this, they're going to fall down in there the same as the SPMC, but you can put all those things out here. So that works out really well. So again, really just depends on what kind of tools you end up using the most. It's going to be pretty hard for a go bag, in my opinion, to beat this one. It reminds me a lot of my TP4B, which is what I was using whenever I first started this channel as facilities maintenance. That was kind of my go bag. But I always was looking for something like the TP4B, but was covered. So that led me to a TPXL. I tried a TPXL. It was super tippy. It seemed like to me the TPXL was even more tippy than what this is. Didn't like it too much. And then I bought the TPLC. I really liked it. I ran that for probably, more than a year or so. And then I started just trying different bags at Spring Promo. That's kind of whenever I started figuring out about the Spring Promo. So now I just try different stuff all the time, just because I like to. It's more of just a thing. But the SPMC reminds me a lot of kind of what my TP4B was, except for it is an enclosed package, which is what I actually prefer. Again, I get the open top advantage. Some people really like that. I mean, all your tools are right there to grab. I mean, I kind of did like that a little bit on my SPLD. Sometimes whenever I got in my truck, if I just needed like a screwdriver or something and my bag was sitting there, I could just grab that screwdriver. Didn't have to open anything or anything like that. That's kind of nice, but I like my stuff all closed up. That's my preference. I like my M12 Surge. It's used every day. They have the 2 battery string trimmer kit at Home Depot, $2.99. I think I saw that at mine too. It comes with I think two either 8s or 2 6s. I don't remember. I want to say I saw that at my Home Depot. Now my Home Depot does carry a lot of the Milwaukee outdoor power tools, but they don't carry a lot of the actual tools you work with. Home Depot today, looking at the Milwaukee batteries. New Forge batteries are $250 and up. Pretty soon you're going to have to take out a loan to buy batteries. Yeah, I still don't have a Forge battery yet. I haven't found a tool yet that has it coupled with it. That's something that I needed, because I probably won't just go buy batteries. You know, I always tend to get my batteries free or part of some kind of deal. You finish up the doors and trim at the office you were working at. Those doors and trim were at the quadplex, and I finished up the doors and trim, finished up the baseboard, the flooring. I just got back in town. I'm going to go there tomorrow and check on it. The painters were supposed to have been done. The cabinet guys had the countertops that were supposed to be coming in. All I've really got left there is I did do all the door hardware. I've got putting in the window blinds and putting in the closet shelving is all I've got left there. And then other than that, it's going to be outside guys doing like the grading and the sodding and all that kind of stuff like that, which isn't me. So flap has become important. What 1/4-inch drill bits do you guys use in general for stuff? Of what brand y'all recommend? Spider, through, don't die. I'm not sure if it's hack the M12. Let's see. Yeah, Matt said Spider. Those have been really good drill bits. I've tried them, but I mentioned it before in another live or something that I've got so many of those Milwaukee drill bits, the ones that are in that case, whatever I just did. I've got so many of these where I bought them on deal back whenever they still had the 1/2-inch sets. Like I've got cases and cases of these with spares that I pretty much I've been running these for a long time. But I do have I did buy some of the Spider ones that were on sale, and I have used them. They're pretty good. So if you've got a Lowe's, then you might go Spider. And Home Depot, I've only used the Milwaukee. They've been okay. I mean, like I said, I don't have any problems with them. I don't know if they're necessarily the best, but they're not bad for the price. Yeah, I've got a flashlight I've got a video uploaded for that I'll put out here soon that somebody sent me that's actually pretty good for the price on it. It's a Trust Fire. Yeah, Trust Fire. I don't know if y'all have heard of that brand or not. I had never heard of them before. I've also got something from Kaiweets that I've got a video uploaded for, but I'm waiting for them to tell me that it's going to be in stock before I release it. Let's see. I've got a Watch Me Work uploaded. That's what I'll probably release next Thursday if I'm not able to do a live. And then next week, there might be something pretty cool happening, but I won't know, and I'm not going to say anything about it because I don't know that it's going to happen. So we'll see. Spider 1/2-inch keeps snapping on me. So far, the Spider set I've got, I'll grab them real fast. These are the only ones I've used. Let's see. I've used the 1/2-inch quite a bit, but I've mostly also only used it for my toggle anchors in drywall. You have to drill with a 1/2-inch bit before you use them. But this is the set I got. I picked it up at Lowe's one day. It was on sale, and I saw that it came with a 1/2-inch bit, so that's why I bought it. That's the set I've used. I've mostly only used my 1/2-inch in drywall for toggle bolts. But I've used some of the smaller ones in metal, like whatever. I've used this 1/8-inch one quite a bit. I can tell by looking at that. I have to get my stuff from Amazon because I don't have a Lowe's or Home Depot where I'm at. I get a lot of my stuff on Amazon because even though I've got a Home Depot and Lowe's, they usually don't carry a lot of it. So I still end up, so I either have to do the ship to store, which I don't mind doing with Home Depot. It's not that big of an ordeal to do it with my Home Depot. They'll ship it to my house as well. The Lowe's, I never do the ship to store to Lowe's just because my Lowe's is not good. It takes you an hour every time you go in there if you ship something to the store to pick it up. And then I will do the ship to home sometimes if it's the free delivery. And most times if you go over a certain amount. So what I'll do in that situation is, so like if it's a $20 thing and I've got to spend $35 at Lowe's to get it shipped to my house for free, I'll just add some tubes of Big Stretch or whatever it is I normally use all the time in my work and just get me over the 35 bucks. You're going to make Dr. Morgan have to clean off his workbench. Yeah, it's getting a mess. Like I said, I just got done filming. I filmed this, uploaded it, and did all that stuff. And then I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and release that tonight as a premiere and try to do the live after just to see how that works, which really it didn't make any big difference. Like I said, I thought the way it was worded, I thought it was going to go straight from that video to kick into the live stream. And that's not how it happened. So that's the only reason why I really even released that one tonight, just because I was wanting to try that and see. Grab the leaf blower. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff. I've got these are just empty ones that I've got that I took out of something that I was putting tools in. I bought these for my closet shelves. I haven't tried them out yet. I think they're going to work. I think I showed them last time. They're kind of those wall dogs. I've used lots of these before, but these have a flat white head with a little bit of a, taper there. That's going to fit in them closet shelf brackets perfect. And I'm only going to use those in not the bar that goes across the top that actually holds all the weight, but just the ones that kind of hold the brackets. And you just got to kind of have them in there. I got front brake pads and rear brake pads for my truck. I'm going to change those out whenever I finally have some time to do that one someday. So those are there waiting for me. Most of it's just the KC tool stuff, the boxes and all that stuff. I can see a bonfire night drinking out of pack out cups and then burning boxes from tools. I always have a whole trash can full of cardboard over here that have to do a burn every now and then. It's either always that or just little scrap pieces of wood. Eventually I get way too many of those. I always keep a lot of it, but eventually I go through it and be like, gonna have to get rid of some of these. You live on another continent from where Lowe's and Home Depot is located. Yeah, Amazon's a pretty good resource for tools. Like there's a lot of stuff I wouldn't be able to get. I mean, I know Amazon's, some people don't like it or all those kinds of things, but there's so many things that I wouldn't be able to get if Amazon wasn't a thing, or I wouldn't be able to get without paying a lot of shipping and all that kind of stuff. Because like I said, I think I said it before, even tools or even materials and stuff, there's so many of the stores that just don't stock stuff anymore. And it's like I can get stuff from Amazon like the next day sometimes, versus I could even go to a supply house to go get something and they'll be like, well, it'll be like 3 days before I get whatever it is. And all they're doing is ordering it and then charging me for ordering it and then me coming and picking it up from them. It's like, well, that's y'all's choice to go that route, not stock stuff and whatever. So I don't want to hear you crying about it later. Whenever I need something the next day and I can get it from Amazon the next day for cheaper and get it shipped to me for free and all that kind of stuff. It's like ever since, pretty much COVID and all that kind of stuff and all that stuff, all the stores just haven't stocked stuff quite the way that they used to. I think they figured out that, well, these people, we don't have to keep the inventory. People just have to wait for it. And they've all decided to do that. Have any power tools from Harbor Freight? I don't think I've got any power tools. I've got some hand tools. I don't think I've ever bought I know I don't have any battery power tools. I might have I might have bought like a grinder at one point in time. Cause sometimes like if I've got a specific, like if I need a flooring disc or something on one and then a dust shroud to hook up to a vacuum, I'll go buy a Harbor Freight grinder and kind of set it up with that on there so that I don't have to take it back apart again on like the grinder that I'd normally use. So sometimes I'll buy stuff like that, corded tools, but I know I don't have any battery powered tools. I might have like a grinder. I don't know if I've got any kind of circular saws or anything like that. Cause sometimes same thing. I've got an old skill saw down here that's corded that I keep like a asphalt type blade in and stuff like that. So that if I need to cut out something, I just take that saw with me because it's an old corded saw that I never really use for anything else anymore. So I just always take different blades and put it in there because it's not worth selling it. It's not worth getting rid of it. So I just kind of set stuff up so I don't have to set up another tool. It's just easier that way. What's up, Justin? Hercules tools actually not that bad. Big improvement. What's your favorite place to buy tools, Captain? So, yeah, so Captain, since you're from another continent, where do you typically buy tools that's not Lowe's and Home Depot? Which you said you buy stuff on Amazon, but what other places are you able to get stuff? Harbor Freight's the only place you can get a toe kick saw. I don't own one of those, but the place I worked at before, I bought one at Harbor Freight to use for the company, but I left it there when I left because they paid for that with their money. I didn't buy it for myself because it wasn't a tool I'd use very often. I've heard good things about Hercules, but my collection is red and probably stay that way. How was your work day? I didn't work today. Me and Miss Maintenance have been out and about. I just got back home this week. That's why I didn't think I'd be able to do a live today. I was thinking I was going to get home later today, but we ended up getting home a little bit earlier. No one needs a toe kick saw. It's a hazard to use. Yeah, I bought one specifically to cut subfloor out around a toe kick on a job at the place I work for, and that's the only time I ever used it. Uh, 9 times out of 10, you can use an oscillating tool. It just takes a lot longer. Like if you was going to go around, you can get the angle set up just right or whatever. But it's a very handy tool to have, but it's definitely one that you could do some damage with it. I'm gonna need to remember I put that scribe in this Hultafors pencil. I'll probably actually leave it in that one. Yeah, so I don't have any work stories for the week. I am gonna go check out the quadplex tomorrow because, like I said, I haven't been working all this week. How's the new shop plans and building coming along? I know what I'm gonna do. I've got the building package priced and all that kind of stuff, but I haven't ordered any of it or started it. I was kind of waiting until I got done with this quadplex because that's tying up a lot of my time between it and just my other work in general. So once I get that kind of off my plate, I'll have more time to be a little bit freer, like in my afternoons or whatever else, to where I can come home and work on it some, that kind of stuff. I didn't want to get a lot of my stuff here and then it just sit around for a long time outside and all that kind of stuff. I'll be able to get it fairly fast. Like I could get my post and all that stuff delivered, tomorrow if I wanted them, type thing. The trusses, usually they're only like a week or so out, maybe 2 weeks, just because these would be a little bit weird. They'll be like scissor trusses or something like that. And it really just depends on how many orders they have, but it's nothing where like I need to order stuff well in advance or I'm not going to get it type stuff. TPG's got a meme he needs to send me. I see the tag still on all the pack out. Yeah, some of those are ones I just bought whenever I got the rolling drawer box. And, I've got some that are empty where I go in, it's to buy more, save more, or you know, every now and then I'll just pick up one with a gift card, and I just haven't transitioned my other stuff into them yet. So I've got some of them. If they've got tags on them, they're still empty right now. Going to say good night. Pacers are tipping off. We'll see you, Chris. If I say what trade I'm in, the next guess your trade episode would be useless, but I got my main world from my employer, all my Bosch professional drill driver, Impact Multimaster. Do Amish people go to Starbucks to charge their Milwaukee batteries? Yeah, they figure out some way to do it. Or they have someone else take their batteries to charge them for them. I think I saw Miss Maintenance pulling in. Solar chargers. I've had a little bit of a cough, but luckily it hadn't been too bad. I've been coughing quite a bit. I was actually a little bit sick last day or so. Not like bad sick, just cough and a little bit of drainage. I was hoping I wasn't going to be out here coughing my head off during all this. Work this week included rehabbing abused front door hardware. One deadbolt body screw had the head totally stripped and cross-threaded. I didn't have an ease out, but I got it out. Yeah, see, that's what I was saying somebody earlier is I always hand thread in, at least for a little while, every bit of my door hardware, and then I still don't use impacts and stuff. I might use my installation driver, you know, if I don't just full bore it, but I will use typically my Vessel USB driver now. Amish people have some weird workaround where they can't buy them, but can use them. Yeah, there's a lot of them around here that do framing. I haven't seen them do a lot of other work besides that. Like there's a lot of them around my area that build do all the framing for houses and stuff like that. Your food will be in the microwave. Most of my neighbors were Amish in Michigan. I've never really worked alongside of them. I've had them work on jobs that I've worked on, but I was never really there at the same time as them. But most of them, I mean, the ones I've seen their work, they actually do pretty good work on the framing and all that kind of stuff. I sent a hat meme. That is code for you're behind. Get your behind in the house. Yeah, the meme video didn't get a lot of views, so I don't know if most people didn't, which I never know. Like it's probably ways that I do the titles and stuff half the time that stuff doesn't show up, but we'll see if we do some more of those in the future. Maybe that not enough people like it. Like I said, it's just something every now and then I do. I come up with different stuff. I'm like, I like sharing memes. We share them back and forth. I'll go ahead and make a video. We'll see if people like it or not. Bacon wrap fillets. I doubt that. I need an army of tools if I want decent side work. More like Taco Bell. Used the S3, hammered in and backed out, replaced 3 to 4 times until I could get vice grips onto the head. Yeah, I've had pretty good luck sometimes with the drill out type things, but like you said, I think you said you didn't have one of those. Jamie True, watch the memes. It would be good now and then. Do what you enjoy, forget the views. Yeah, that's what, again, that's just something where me and Miss Maintenance could do that together. It's something to do. Like I said, it's somebody I love sending. Like we send stuff back and forth, or we don't necessarily send them back and forth so much as we'll just see them and start laughing and show them to each other type thing. But every now and then we text them back and forth to each other. Taco Bell, I remember my younger years when they had 59, 79, and 99-cent menu. Yeah, those were the good old days, which like all the places used to have dollar menus. Now nobody pretty much hardly does, which Taco Bell, the box deals that they have sometimes, those aren't a bad deal. Like Wendy's used to have like the dollar, like hamburgers and all that stuff, and McDonald's had dollar menu. None of those places have that stuff anymore, which I can't remember the last time I ate at McDonald's. Like I don't, Wendy's, I have ate there every now and then, but I'm not really a big fast. I don't like a lot of fast food. Actually, there's not many of it I like anymore. Doesn't show by looking at me, but I don't really care for too much of it. Taco Bell only gets better with age. Armor 15 said the meme video was great. I need to get the Vessel impact screwdriver in bits for sure. Amazon has a kit bag of that. Yeah, I've never really used mine in the way that it's supposed to be. I've just used mine as a handle, other than just trying it whenever I first got it to see how it worked. And it seemed like it worked pretty good to me. I haven't used it like backing out a screw like what you're talking about. I haven't ran into that situation yet where I've needed to use it. I saw a 2-stroke miter saw a couple years ago. Taco Bell might be a good way to start colonoscopy prep. I haven't ate at any fast food places anymore. Subway's the closest I get to it, and only a couple of times a year. So normally I'm a go into a grocery store like Kroger, Meijer, whatever, and I'll just go to their like where they make stuff like bakery. Whether they got, and I look for clearance stuff is usually what I end up, because I'm just cheap whenever it comes to that kind of stuff. So I'll do that, or like there's a gas station on my way home a lot of times that has Sbarro pizza in it, and if you eat it, like if as soon as they give it to you, if you eat the Sbarro pizza while it's like they just ran it through that thing and the crust is still crispy and all that kind of stuff, I really like it. So I catch myself getting that pretty often, which I love pizza. Like pizza is one of my favorite things. But if you get a Sbarro pizza and take it home, to me, it's not that good. Like the box kills it. So I'll do that a lot, but I don't typically go through drive-throughs and stuff like that. I end up most of the time, even during my work day, I don't eat that much. Like I wait till I get home most of the time, but I will stop and get drinks and stuff like that at a gas station and stuff like that. Five Guys for burgers. You can tell Armor 15 makes the dough. Eating Five Guys. I'm not a sandwich. Mission Impossible the other day. Oh, 2 large popcorns, 2 large sodas was 56. Tickets were 43, so it cost you $100 just to see that movie. We'll see you, Jesse Haynes. See you, buddy. Nowadays would buy their value meal then pay a large amount for Uber Eats or DoorDash. Well, and then like most of those, like my son will go to McDonald's and all that kind of stuff, and he's got the apps on his phone and all that. And like I hate dealing with all that stuff. Like even Kroger makes me mad about the digital deals and all that. It's like I've already got a Kroger Plus card, and now I've got to scan stuff while I'm in the store to get the discount and all that kind of stuff. It already makes me mad about all that. But it's like most of the time, like if you just go up to the drive-thru and you order stuff, it's outrageous, like how much it costs. They got pretty good deals in the app, but it's like I'm not going to sit there and go through an app and order and then drive through and give them all that stuff. But that's about really the only way. If you eat very much fast food, you almost have to have them apps and order it all ahead of time. They've all got it set up to where they bend you over if you don't. Nice talking tools. Got to go to sleep 3 at night over here. We'll see you, Captain. Polar Whip for lunch. Hopefully it ain't too loud when I cough. Received my SBLD. Still waiting on the SC45 to see what I'm going to use. Michael said SBLD is a good bag. App makes everything super cheap for fast food places. Tired of apps. No way they need my info. I never understand what they, I guess they get advertising off of them or something. I don't know. That's just like the Kroger. It's like, you've already got all my information with the Kroger Plus card. You know what it is I buy every time. Like if you want to send me specific coupon, I mean, you've got whatever I'm buying is tied to that Kroger Plus card. But it's like, now instead of me just taking that card up there and scanning it, now I got to get in your app as well and scan or clip coupons and do all that kind of stuff. It's like, it's just silly to me. It's like, why not just give the discount the same way you've been doing it with the Kroger Plus card? Or how about you just mark everything whatever the price needs to be anyways? I don't understand the extra. Like if you don't have a McDonald's Plus card, I mean, they didn't have one of those to start with. So if you do the app with McDonald's, okay. I don't understand why Kroger has both of them. Like, I don't know why you've got a Kroger Plus card and you've got to have the app to get the best of both worlds. Blew my friend's mind today walking out without pain. AI is going to take over everything. Just watch. It's all about data. They sell your shopping habits and they make money off you. Yeah, I know that's why I'm saying I get that that's what they're doing, but I don't know why Kroger can't just do that with the Kroger Plus card, and why they had to add the app into the mix. That's the one that bugs me the most, is the Kroger one, because I don't even have the Kroger app on my phone. So sometimes I'll go in there and they'll have the prime rib on the digital deal, but I can't just buy it with my Kroger Plus card at that price. I'd have to download the app. I'd have to go clip the coupon for the prime rib and then go up there and add it to my card so that whenever I scan my card, it's already on there. It's like, it's just a whole extra. But, and then you've got people now standing around the prime rib with their phones out, scanning, instead of them getting out of the way, picking up whatever it is and getting out of the way. They're sitting there scanning the little coupon thing on the thing. It's just it seems silly to me. They're making money on the clicks just like everyone else. Tyrone made his first Amazon Japan purchase. Yeah, sometimes you can find some stuff on there that you can't find over here. Like occasionally it'll still make its way over to the regular Amazon, but it's few and far between. There's some stuff where you pretty much have to go over there. What's up, Ted? Scan it. Yeah, it's like everywhere you go, do you have the rewards with us? Do you have the app? Do you have the this? Do you have the that? It's like, I just want to get in and get out. I don't have to open up phones and apps and all that kind of stuff. Like I don't do the reward stuff anywhere. The only rewards I do is with my credit card that I use all the time, and then I just pay it off every month. That way I'm getting some kind of rewards with it instead of just using a debit card. And then the Home Depot Pro rewards with my Pro card and all that. Those are the only two things. And that the only reason why I use the Home Depot one is because it just does it whenever I use my Home Depot credit card. I don't have to do anything special. It's already just tied to it, that kind of stuff. But I hate the stuff where I've got to open up my phone to get some kind of deal. Just put a nice Daniel defense in my hands. Anyone use tone stuff? Speaking of Amazon Japan, there's been a few people get that tone adapters and made mention of it in different videos. I don't have any of it though. I recently read where a small company that I didn't know about makes almost $7 million a year from data collected in their app. That's what Terry Burton said. Yeah, like I said, there's got to be something in it for them because it doesn't make any sense. I mean, obviously there's something in it for them or they wouldn't do it. But it's like the Kroger one is the one that, like I said, it's always bug me. Like, I understand if McDonald's wants to have an app because they don't have whatever, but Kroger, you already collect data from me with your Kroger Plus card every time I go in there. And I have to have that to get your prices. And then now on top of that, I've got to have that card and also have your app to get certain deals. And please come up with a unique 24 character password for our new app. The lady that has worked at Casey's register has stopped to ask me every day about the rewards. I just look at her. Yeah, I go in Casey's a lot. All our marathon stations just switched over to Casey's in the last couple of years, and that's a lot of the times that's where I go because that's what mostly we have to get drinks and stuff like that. Like if I go in to get a water or Monster or whatever it is, and every time it's, do you have the Casey's rewards? No, I don't. She has to ask. They're watching. When they ask if you have a rewards card, say no because shopping here is reward enough. It's the way of the world. You make money and someone's trying to take it and make more money. That's absolutely true. That's what the whole world revolves around. Casey's popcorn chicken is awesome. I've ate some of their pizza. I think that's the only food I've had at Casey's. I don't think I've got any of the other stuff that they keep in there. I've had some of their breakfast pizza, and then I've had some of their pepperoni pizza, I think. I haven't ate it very much, though. Your food's getting colder. Yeah, I'm going to go in here in a minute and see what they got me. Buy HD gift cards at Kroger with 4 times the fuel points before going to Home Depot. Huge gas discount. Yeah, that's a good idea. I use my Pro card and I get 4 times the points on my Home Depot is the only reason why I end up using that. And if I use a gift card, I can still get the points, but I only get 1 times the points. So anytime I use my Pro Home Depot credit card, if I spend $100, it's the same as me spending $400 towards getting the next gift card from them, versus if I just went and bought a gift card and used it, and then as I did that purchase, scanned my account number, I'd only be getting $100 towards the thing. So, but it just depends on if you use more fuel or you want to get more Home Depot gift cards to buy tools. Either one, it all works out kind of the same. We'll see you, Robert. Seeing more ads and videos about the new Veto roll-up pouch. Yeah, they just released it, and so anybody who's an ambassador probably already had it, because I've just noticed watching other people's videos. Again, I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not an ambassador. Anything from Veto, I've bought myself. But I think I've noticed that a lot of times, as soon as I get an email from Veto saying that this tool roll has been released or whatever, then I start seeing a lot of videos, which they've already got it in their hands. So they've already given it to them ahead of time to try it out or do whatever, but probably told them, make a video and then sit on it until we tell you to. Cause that happens sometimes even with some of the stuff, some of the flashlights and stuff. Like if Woobin or somebody sends me something, they'll say, we're going to release this on this day. But we're going to send it to you early so you can kind of look at it. And if you want to make a video, you can, and then just try to release it on that day. So that's probably why you're seeing a lot of them. There's probably been several people that already had that tool row and had a video made for it. Home Depot owns the deed to your soul. Atlas 46 Yorktown is nicer in my opinion, but you might get it a year later. Yeah, Matt did finally get his vest. Need a belt to add to my pouches or add my pouches on. Any suggestions? I've been using my vest for so long. I mean, depends on what pouches you got and how heavy they're going to be. I use the Klein. It had a little snap thing. It was only like $10 on Amazon. I've got it, but way back in a tool vest, tool pouches, tool whatever. I think it was whenever I got 1,000 subscribers. I made a video. I think it was the first time like I was on camera type thing. I think I've got it in that video. I'm sure it's in some of my truck loadout videos because I just keep it in my truck. I still use it now every now and then, but not very often. With the new MP pouches with the clips on, like the MPXs, MP2X, all that stuff, I just clip it on my groove belt. But my MP1, I used to always just keep it on that climb belt, and then that way I just clipped it on and off, and I didn't have to sit there and clip it around my regular belt and all that kind of stuff. But it always worked fine for me if you weren't carrying like a ton of weight. Milwaukee Free Flex belt. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, go in there and get my food, see what they got me. Stink said it took 2 lives. Again, I don't know what happened on the first one. Maybe I got a phone call. And again, next Thursday, almost 100% positive, I probably won't do a live next Thursday. I'm hoping I can film a guess the trade next week before Saturday. That might be a little iffy too. It just depends on when I get my answers on the guess the trade from the 2 people that are in it this week. But hopefully that'll still work out. But like I said, even if I can't do a live, there's a chance I might could. Just depends on, I don't know what's going to happen with what I'm doing. If I can't, I've got a video that I'll release on Thursday, and I'll do a series premiere so that there'll be a chat, and then maybe I can at least be in that. But if not, you guys can at least chat if you want to, that kind of stuff. So first thing with you is you got to dump the bottom strap. Let's see. Yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and get off here. We'll see y'all Saturday in the chat probably for the Guess the Trade this Saturday. Got a Captain Donuts. I don't know how he says that. He's in here. He's going to be in that, the one that was in here. And then also Harley Paul. You got a Veto Tech MCT, and then also a Worth backpack this Saturday. So there's the Worth backpack's kind of a new thing. So, but we'll see y'all on the next one. Got to do the walk of shame.